Labrador coming in. Well, here we are at Canada's second largest lighthouse.
Guys, we made it. We're at the very top of Newfoundland.
Right behind me is an original Viking settlement. Oh my gosh.
In this video, we visit Labrador and explore the northernmost tip of Newfoundland while fighting the weather and pushing the limits of the Tesla like never before.
Yeah, I'm gonna raise her up, hang on. There we go. All right.
Right on up, you're married.
Let's explore the ship. Well, we're aboard the ferry and we're going to try a little of the breakfast here. Look at the nice view out here. We're underway, hanging out in the cafe. We're out here in the middle of the street of Belle Isle. This ship is, she's a rockin', but we're having a coffee. Labrador coming in to view here. Actually, we're going to land in Quebec, and then you drive just 5 minutes this way, and you end up in Labrador. So we're about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes from shore. Well, we ended up with a bit of a delay, about an hour, waiting for this boy to get out of the dock, but it's finally pulling out. We're coming in. Just landed here on the ferry in Blanc, Sablon, Quebec. Came over from Newfoundland and I'm headed this way over to Labrador, but just thought it was cool. They're running Starlink out here. Shout out to the team at SpaceX. Well, here we are at Canada's second largest lighthouse. We're here in Point Amour, Labrador. This place is spectacular. Almost has a storybook-like feeling here with these beautiful white buildings, red doors, and this watercolor sky with the ocean coming in behind us. The only thing I've seen that comes even close to this lighthouse is maybe Peggy's Cove, but this is definitely worth the trip. What a gorgeous icon here on the open seas behind me. Oh, just unbelievable. What an awesome place here. We got the Plaid parked up. And the sky is just gorgeous. Really a storybook setting here.
How's it going?
Everybody, just on the left-hand side, I'll tell you what tundra, very next lane, just point your mirrors. There you go.
Thank you.
Well, we got a big lineup of people, got our tickets. We're in line here, waiting for the ferry. She hasn't docked yet, but we are about 40 minutes ahead of boarding time. So let's go see if we can see her across the water. See that light on the horizon? That's our ship coming in. Well, here comes the ship right here. Just a few more minutes till it docks, and then we'll get loaded on. The full load tonight. Well, let's go see what we can see outside. She's pitching and rolling here and there. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Got some waves coming in there. Just passing the St. Anthony Airport, and we're about halfway across the upper tip of Newfoundland, making our way up to Meadows, which is north of St. Anthony, all the way at the tippy top of Newfoundland. Okay, well, we got caribou up on the road right ahead there. There is a caribou on the left side. There's an ambulance in front here, and this caribou is literally running down the road, running down the center of the road. There is a caribou. Made it to Meadows, guys. We are right up at the very top of Newfoundland, and it's super late, so I'm glad we made it safely. We are plugged in here to the Tesla chargers, and yeah, we're heading to bed, so we'll see you in the morning.
Good morning. We made it to Meadows here in the most northern tip of Newfoundland. If you take a look at the map of Newfoundland, you'll see there's a big arm that goes up kind of the left side of it when you're looking at the map. And we're right at the very, very top. I got a free charge here last night thanks to the complimentary Tesla chargers here, because this is a National Historic Site. This is the home of an original Viking landing. We're gonna check out some of the really cool grounds here. This place has a very unique feel to it. These little kind of hills and grassy knolls, and the ocean, you can hear it as well. So let's get into it and check it out. Well, here we are at Lonzo Meadows, and right behind me is an original Viking settlement, hundreds upon hundreds of years old, yet it was only discovered in 1991. What amazing terrain here. Man, I cannot believe this. I've never been to a place like this, like the rock and the water coming in, and there's like a stream here. It's actually a great spot. If the terrain is the same as it was back then, it's actually an ideal spot. You've got a freshwater drinking resource, you've got access to the ocean, you've got protection of these cliffs and hills, you've got rocks for building materials on the northwestern point of Newfoundland here in Lonzo Meadows. What an amazing spot. Well, we're walking into a dwelling here that has a workshop on the side of it. But imagine you're a Viking and you wake up in the morning and this is your view. And your ship is right out there in the bay. Welcome to the village. This is what those houses would have looked like. Back then, these are recreations, but you can see the stone foundations are what has grown over on the other side. Well, behind me is a replica furnace hut used by the Vikings so many years ago to do metal work, to forage, weapons, as well as tools. You can see behind me here, this is a large-sized main hut. It would have been divided into several rooms. We have a spot here where somebody was chopping some wood. You can see here the pathway right to the sea, and these guys would have had their ships parked right here in the bay, been able to work on them, repair them, rebuild them. It's just incredible to be here. These beautiful cliffs and rocks behind me. Lonzo Meadows. It's a different time, and it makes you very appreciative of the very comfortable life that we live. These guys made it from the other side of the Atlantic Ocean and landed here in Newfoundland. Pretty incredible stuff. I'm glad I got to be here, and I recommend you come down and check it out for yourself. Guys, we made it. We're at the very top of Newfoundland. This is it. This is the point. This is the very tip-top point. You cannot go any further north on the mainland. We made it. We're at the top of Newfoundland. Woo! Just coming into St. Anthony, and we are way up north here in Newfoundland. And the roads here definitely take a beating from the winter. They are quite frost-heaving, if that's even a word. So let's check out the town here. All right, we're gonna check out Rebel Coffee House here in St. Anthony, Newfoundland. Well, that's a good little coffee shop. Filled up the Yeti, got some oat cakes, nice dark roast, Gros, Morne coffee roasters is who they use. So let's hit the road. So there's an interesting thing I'm noticing with the roads here in Newfoundland. Now, I'm way up north near St. Anthony, but the rain's coming down pretty heavy, and the roads seem to have these like curvatures in them where I guess the trucks and everything drive, everybody drives, and the water sits in them, and it just adds a ton of resistance to the car. Like, it's just, I'm going down a hill right now, so it's not so bad when you're going up a hill or down a hill, but on the flat, there's lots of water pooling, like tons of water pooling. Yeah, baby, we got the water going up the sides. Holy crap. Look at this. Woo. So that's definitely impacting the range here. Okay, so here in Newfoundland, they have these little cookie things called an oat cake. They're really good. We're back here in Flower Cove after coming down from Lonzo Meadows and St. Anthony. We're just gonna grab a quick charge so that we can roll down and skip the next one or two chargers. I wanna go all the way down to Rocky Harbour. So yeah, should be, I don't know, 10 minutes here, but this wet weather, like the heavy amount of rain on the road is really sucking the range out of the car. It's just like, just pushing water. It's crazy. Anyways, we'll be fine. Well, the weather's starting to kick up now. Got some good sized swells coming in here. This is the Strait of Belle Isle, and you can't see it because of the fog, but yesterday we were over in Labrador, which is just across the channel there. And yet another reason why we did not roll with the 21-inch wheels, because they would have been destroyed on this road. So we've been driving for a few hours in this crazy rain here, The hydroplaning is just normal now, totally used to it. I guess this car's half a boat at this point. Anyways, yeah, where were we? We are about just over an hour away from Rocky Harbour, and we are going to make our way. So that's kind of like the coastal town before we start cutting across the island, and then we're going to head towards the ferry terminal to catch the ferry to Fogo Island. We're not going to make today's ferry at all because this weather has just held us up like crazy. So we're going to catch. There's a charger that's like kind of close, so we'll probably camp out there tonight, and then catch the ferry first thing in the morning, head over to Fogo Island and check that out. The rain is ripping down, and we've got tons of pooling on the roads here, just constant pooling. And the car's pushing through it, but you know, we're using energy to do that. But we're doing the speed limit, 90 kilometers an hour. We are about 45 minutes away from Rocky Harbour. Some good sized waves coming in out there. You can't really tell through the camera, but they're coming in. We finally made it out of the rain. Well, it's all good news here in Rocky Harbour, Newfoundland. We made it. We outran the rain finally. Be nice to drive on some roads that don't have 3 inches of water on them, but we got plugged in here. We're pulling the maximum 62 kilowatts. These cabinets made by ChargePoint are very easy to use. They basically give you the max 62 kilowatts from right when you plug in right up till like 98%, and then it tapers back a bit. But we're in a nice little plaza here with a Pharmasave. It's got groceries, that sort of thing. Down the way, there's some restaurants and a gas station. And yeah, Rocky Harbour's a nice spot. We're gonna get a full pull charge up and then head past Deer Lake and out towards Fogo Island to catch the ferry for tomorrow morning. All right, well, we just pulled over to the side of the road at Gros Mountain here, and we got the natural spring coming out the side of it. Shout out to Jimmy for this water bladder. Thanks again, buddy. Hey, Jimmy, so what do we got here?
We are filling up your water bottle.
Yes, let's do it. How many Teslas have running water? This is amazing. Jimmy was kind enough to give this to me when we climbed Mount, I think it's pronounced Garibaldi in Squamish, British Columbia. And here I am filling it up with a natural spring in Newfoundland. Thanks, Jimmy. I love this water. It is the best. Well, good rainy morning here. It's Sunday morning here in Lewisporte, and there are pretty high winds, and we're back into the rain. Just gonna whip in here and grab a coffee. We charged up to 100%, and we're gonna head up towards the Fogo Ferry. And I've searched everywhere online, but I can't seem to find where it says whether or not the ferry's running. So we're gonna drive the 45 minutes or so up there and find out if the skipper's gonna put her out over to Fogo Island. So stay with us. Well, we are just passing Loon Bay, and the rain's coming down, but it's actually the wind that's kind of more of an issue. Here's a protected bay, and you can see not a lot of waves, but kind of the wind is moving across the water there. There's a little bit of water buildup on the road here. Still not as bad as when we came down from St. Anthony, but we're gonna keep an eye on it here and keep you updated. Okay, so we are roughly 17, 18 minutes away from the harbor. And look at the notification that just came up on the screen here from Tesla. Strong winds. That cannot be good when you want to head out on the sea. So here's our first view of the water. Still about 10 minutes away from the ferry. But looks like they've had some wind through here because there's bits of trees and stuff are down here. So I don't know. Maybe we're through the worst of it, but the waves don't look enormous, but we're still a little bit further down into the channel. So let's see what the skipper says. Oh, this guy just went off the road here. Holy crap. Let's go see if he's okay. That is crazy. Let's go. Holy smokes. No! No! You okay? Oh! Buddy! Buddy, you in here? There's nobody in here. Holy crap. Oh, he broke out the back glass. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. I don't know where he is. There's nobody around. Oh my gosh. Man. I can't believe this. The truck's rolled over in the ditch here. I just stopped, but buddy had smashed out the black window. Nowhere to be found. So I'm going to keep driving, see if I see him. Heading to the ferry. Okay, well that was crazy. Rolled over vehicle. And man, windshield's getting fogged up here. Anyways, I'm gonna keep an eye out and see if I see him walking up the road here, heading up to the ferry. Wow, that was crazy. I don't know what happened there, but he's out of the truck anyways. Well, I don't see anybody. I don't see a ship either. So, guess there's no ferry today. Well, here we are. This is the ferry dock to go to Fogo Island. We got the Plaid parked up here and it is gusty. Wind is coming in strong and you can see the waves coming through the bay behind me here, but more importantly, there's no ship. It never came back from the island last night. They canceled ferry service this morning, so we're gonna camp out in the Plaid. I just talked to one of the guys that works here. He was just running into town. By the way, I got my glasses on because the rain is just going right into my eyeballs here. Not that it's sunny, because it's not. But I talked to this guy, and he said that the winds should be died down, they forecast, by this afternoon. So just basically hang out for a few hours, and hopefully these waves will calm down and they'll bring the ship over. But this is the ferry dock, guys. We're headed to Fogo Island. But for now, it's a windy, rainy gale here at Farewell, Newfoundland. Well, it's been a couple hours, but good news is we see the ship. So we're all into position here, and in a short while, we'll load her up. Well, we made it here onto the ship. This is the ferry and we're headed to Fogo Island, which is just back there. I believe we're going to stop off at the Change Island, series of smaller islands on the way. But this is a cool ship. It's very different than the other ferries I've been on. Very cool. We'll see you in Fogo.